Yeah, I mean, I don't feel myself like getting out of the hood, if I may say like that, because that for me it would be like separating myself from the community, and I don't see like that, and the society makes sure to remember me about that as well. But I think, you know, there's luck as well, yeah, but this is a very gray area, you know, in talking about lucky, you know, I don't like to talk about that, but of course, you know, I'm grateful. If I may say, like, I'm grateful for what I have, for what I've achieved. You know, I've been able to study. I have opportunities today. I have, you know, I learn different languages today. I can interact with different people, and I think that's really amazing for my growth and for what I can learn from now on. I'm really grateful for that. I don't call it lucky, maybe, so I'll say I'm grateful for that. At the same time, you know, I don't like that perspective so much because, of course, there's a lot of people that have been able to achieve different stuff, but they really worked hard for that. You know, in my case, I feel that I worked hard for that. In terms of finance, I had to, you know, to save my money to really pay my master's degree, which was really expensive to me, at least. And you know, I spent a lot of nights, a lot of days studying, really. It doesn't mean that I have a lot today, but what I do have in terms of my education, in terms of my, you know, I'm able to pay my rent, to live and stuff like that. It's because I work for that. Nobody gave me anything. So sometimes it's easy for people to see and say, oh, they are lucky and stuff like that, but there's a lot of work behind. And I'm not saying that everybody works, but sometimes people have what they have. But you know, in my case, I really worked for it, and I'm pretty sure most of the people that have their own stuff, they work for it as well. So I wouldn't go that road, but of course, I'm very grateful for what I have, and I see that there's a lot of people that you know, don't have the same possibilities that I have right now. So I'm really, really grateful for that. I don't think we should see like, oh, other people have a responsibility to look for us. I don't think we should have that mentality, but at the same time, the people that can help, they can say, really, you know, I have some, I'm privileged, maybe, I feel that I'm privileged, maybe I will help. That is cool, but I don't think that the community should be thinking like they should be looking for us, you know what I mean? I don't think that's the right mentality, but you know, my answer is like, you know, I'm grateful for what I have. Yeah, man, that's a very difficult question, you know, for a lot of discussions because, of course, it's easy to say that when you have, you know, 100 years of history, you know, of, you know, exploitation and everything, and then you say, why you don't do the thing for yourself, you know, that's easy to say like that. But at the same time, I think, of course, there's room to answer your question. There's room for other people to support and to help build the community and some of the wrongdoings, you know, wrong stuff that have been done in the past, to solve that and to overcome that. I think there's room for everybody. Actually, I think that's the only way we can really solve everything, if we can solve everything. But I think it's kind of the way forward. But of course, I don't think we should be like saying, oh, other people should come to help us and wait for people to do stuff to follow. You know, I'm kind of the person that say, you know, we have to look, to fight for what we need and for what we want, because I believe, you know, other people won't do that, you know, because it's nature, it's our nature. You know, I won't. No, typically, people don't say, let me put you really well, and then after that I'll look at myself. You know, that's not nature, our nature. So we first see ourselves good and well, and then maybe if we think it's, you know, moral to do that, we will. But there's a lot of people that don't think it is. So, you know, we would always be behind, you know. So I don't think that's the way forward. I think, you know, that's why some of the initiatives I've been doing in the past was like to let's really try to build our skills, to really do something ourselves, and not, you know, waiting for people, because there's a lot of people there are a lot of projects that are implemented is for the African community and stuff like that, but it's not really done by the African community, you know, and it's really sometimes is to really for other agendas, if I may say like that. and we are always in this kind of, there's project implemented for the African community, but it's not us doing it, you know what I mean? And I don't think that's the way forward, really, really. I think, of course, there's always different ways to do stuff, but that's my view. Yeah, man, that was a really great experience, As time passes, I'm like, I'm really very grateful for doing that. I learned a lot, of course you have positive stuff and negative stuff, but in general, I think that was a really great experience. I started doing it because normally my holidays, I do volunteering. So I go to other countries, or even I started in Lisbon, I do some volunteering. And then I was like, when you do short-term volunteering, because I'm working, I can do, long-term. Maybe I can, but, with my current situation, I'm not doing it. So it's more short-term volunteering projects. And, it's always you do 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month, and it's like you have to leave then, and you lose connection. Sometimes I work with children, and you lose connection, and you say, well, I was feeling that my impact wasn't really so good, if I may say like that. Of course, you have always an impact, but I wasn't feeling that it was a lasting impact, for a long-term perspective. So I said, I should maybe start something, in Portugal, while I'm working, while I'm doing something, maybe I could do something, you know what I mean? And I saw a lot of African students with a lot of difficulties, a lot of problems, even myself, I had a lot of problems. Fortunately, some of them I overcame, and, I did learn in terms of soft skills and everything, mainly soft skills, what we call soft skills. And I was studying for my master's, and I was like, oh man, I should maybe create some community to connect those people, and maybe create some knowledge sharing and opportunity sharing. And that's why it was born. And then it rapidly evolved to other stuff, and some workshops, some exchanges, some meetups, and everything. And it was great, man. The idea was really for us as a community to be able to build something, whatever it was, to build it, and to help each other. But I wanted to also that it could be sustainable. And I don't know if you want me to mention how it ended, but then we had to stop. So, but it was a great experience, yeah. Oh, to pick the biggest, man, I think it was really working with the community itself, building engagement and really pass your message. Of course, I was, kind of doing everything by myself. I had some volunteers helping me, but it wasn't really so effective. So I think, I wasn't able to really do it the right way or the best way. But I think the main challenge was really to work with the community and build engagement and people involving. And of course, you have always the financial challenge, but to be honest with you, I don't think that was our first challenge. I think we had other stuff to work with prior to even. Of course, if we have some money, that would facilitate a lot of stuff. You can hire people, and maybe that would be a solution as well. But I was more focused on other stuff. I was more focused on the impact and the way we were doing stuff. If we weren't really building some impact, which at the end I felt we weren't really creating the positive impact I felt we should be creating. I didn't think we did even need money to go forward, because I didn't feel we were in the right path in terms of that. So that was the biggest challenge here.
And why do you feel that there wasn't enough engagement in the community? This was clearly something. So and obviously what we're doing right here is part of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Why do you think it was difficult to engage, or why do you think people were just engaging as an issue?
Yeah, man, as I told you, I always try to think about myself first. I try to do that, honestly. And I see that I did, I didn't do the best maybe that could be done in terms of marketing, in terms of implementing, in terms of working with the people in itself, because I was really focused on some goals and some way to create impact, and maybe I didn't adapt enough to what the community could really engage on. So that's what I felt. But at the same time, I feel that the thing that I didn't have any financial support as well. That's really an issue as well, because you can't pay people, and when you don't pay people, you know what it is. That's a learning as well. But when people are doing a volunteering basis, and I was really very naive in that perspective as well, because I was, we are a community, we need to build something, and because of that passion, we will help each other and build it together, because I wasn't seeing myself as the leader or stuff like that. So I was like, as a bridge to create the community, I was like seeing myself like that. So I was really counting on the passion to really put us working. But what was my experience was that, that doesn't work really. The community was more expecting a team or a person to really create and build, and then for them to go and enjoy and experience and stuff like that. But there wasn't really what I felt. They weren't really willing to really build it together. And I was more in that view, to build it together, which is not bad, but it just, I think I took it to myself. It just, I was in another perspective in terms of the view, the goal I had. You know what I mean? So I think that plays some role. If I could do it today, I would do it differently. Maybe with same people, maybe we would be able to build some engagement, because I think it's possible to build. Just not the way I was doing it, yeah.
And what would you do different?
Yeah, of course, man. I would firstly, I would really change my view in terms of this thing that I told you. The passion would make us work. I think that wouldn't work. I think I would take the responsibility to be, I wouldn't say the leader, but the person really managing everything, and assume that responsibility and say, well, I'm really building it. I'm the person in charge, because I wasn't seeing myself. I really, until the end, I was like, oh, I'm not, I'm just a bridge. I'm not just a facilitator, in here. But maybe today I would take the responsibility and say, well, yeah, I'm in charge of this, and then I would maybe start really by building a strong team before I move on, because I was doing at the time I ended up doing a lot by myself, and even the people that were supposed to help. Of course, people help always, but maybe not what the project needed. So that was really overwhelming a bit, so I would change that as well. In terms of maybe have people doing different stuff that could really took the project forward, because there's some stuff that I normally don't like do, but I was doing everything just because it's what needed. But maybe I should have found someone, and with, as I told you, with money, if you have money to pay, that would be. Yeah, man, that's a big. Yeah, that's a big question, man. Of course, if I don't think I have the right answer, but I share my answer with you. What I was really focused on linking us was like, building knowledge, building skills, and exchange, networking, and really focusing on the very different skills that we could develop. And I think that's the main thing we should be Of course, maybe, maybe that's the end point we want to go to really give skills, but maybe that's not the right way to start, because as I said, maybe engagement will be a problem. So maybe if you guys want to build something, maybe you want to try a different model, different stuff to really to attract people, to build engagement, to then go to where you want to go. Maybe that's a right way to do it. But my view is that we first need to change a bit of our mentality, to build our own skills. I mean, because I strongly believe that there's a lot of opportunities out there that we can enjoy even for free. If I may say, we don't need a lot of money. For instance, I developed a lot of skills myself. That I didn't really need a lot of money. And today you can do a lot and learn and develop and network, and and I think there's a lot of great opportunities out there that we are not taking full profit, if I may say like that, of. So I think that's the main thing: mentality and education. Of course, this is very broad, but I think if we don't work that way, you can implement some other stuff and it won't work because of that.
So let's talk about your music.
Yeah, man.